I appreciate you guys hopping on this call, 9:10. I really didn't have a topic put together, but I had asked the mastermind crew to kind of give me a hint and give me a heads up on maybe what we can talk about. And I think it's a great topic to kind of do an open discussion and question and answer type of thing. And that's on inviting, because I think that is one of the biggest stumbling blocks in the beginning for a brand new coach, and even for seasoned coaches. You know, sometimes you're just not sure of yourself. You're not sure what's the best approach. Private messaging individuals can be a little scary at times. You're not sure what type of post you should have or how to go about doing it. Hey, John West.
Hey.
This is a big group today. Now, I need to know who's the silhouette, the XT1254.
That's Emily Hammer.
Oh, hi, Emily Hammer.
Hi, I have to keep it muted because I'm not in a quiet area, and I don't want you guys to hear everything that's going on.
No problem. Okay, so I hit the record button. So how do you guys feel? And I'm going to ask Maria and Nika to kind of just chime in when they need to, or if I sound like I'm, stumbling a bit. But I'm going to play a video. It's still here. Hold on. It's about a 6-minute video. If that's okay with you guys. Are you all right with that? Okay, I found it. Actually, I'm not sure. You guys may have seen it already, and it's something that I found in our back office, and it's on inviting. And it was done back in October at a Super Saturday. It's about 6 minutes long. Are you okay with that? Yeah, and then we can kind of talk about that. So let me just, before I do a screen share, let me make sure that I can find it. So maybe Nika and Maria can talk amongst yourselves, and I'm going to mute myself while I find this thing. All right?
Nothing like being put on the spot here. So there are as many different ways to invite as there are people in this group. And I will say, I've shared this with a few of you before, but when I first heard the first vital behavior that was invite, or that there were 3 vital behaviors, I thought that they were invite, invite, and invite. So that's what I thought the 3 vital behaviors were. Nothing else, just invite. So you invite to be friends or to make contacts. You invite people to be in your challenge group, and you invite people to coach. Punting over to Maria. waiting on Opie to come back. But basically, think about inviting as, inviting can sound scary if you're thinking about it only in terms of the business or only in terms of inviting somebody to a challenge group, but it's along the lines of, we're not selling, we're sharing. If you are excited about a new restaurant that's opening in town, and you talk to a friend, you're like, hey, want to come with me? Let's try it. That's an invitation. Or you jump in and somebody else is having a conversation on their wall, and friends jump in and they've got a question that you can answer. You jump in. You're inviting people to take part in your expertise and your knowledge. So that's an invite, just the same way that a coaching invite is. So,
Nika, you're amazing. See that? At a drop of a hat, I'm like, take it away, Nika. And she's like, oh, okay. If you don't know, Nika and her daughter do TED Talks. And Nika did an amazing job on her first ever TEDx.
It's full of crap.
It's been amazing.
It was fantastic.
It was fantastic. Oh my gosh. It made me cry. It made me cry. All right. Okay, I found it, guys, and I found it in our Coach Online office under Coach Breaking News. It talks about inviting, and this video is there. It's available on the Team Beachbody site. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share. And I love that our tribe. Maria and Nika, look at how many people are here.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so this gal here, I would encourage you to subscribe to the Team Beachbody YouTube channel. There's a plethora of info that you can get from there. And there's a lot of training, and this is one of them. So get your pen and paper out. Stephanie Davies, she's an elite coach, apparently in 2014. I'm not familiar with her, but she had, I previewed the video. She has some really great tips. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit play and mute myself.
And she has cool
Oh, no, I shouldn't mute myself because you won't be able to hear it. Okay. Ready, set, go. Can you hear it? Oh no. Okay, 1 second. Let me just back up.
Important for your coaching business because they replace my name is Stephanie Davies. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I've been a coach since July of 2013.
Can you hear it?
Challenge groups are important for your coaching business because they are a place where you get to engage with your challengers, build relationships, and offer accountability so they can see results. They also offer a great way for you to come up with a system that you can share with your teams so that they can hit Success Club, grow their team, fill their challenge groups, and help more people. When I'm inviting to challenge groups via social media, I use a few different things. I like to focus on sending personal invites, running Facebook event pages, and also the social media posts cannot be left out because that's really the biggest way we can reach people and get their attention by showing them the groups and getting them into our groups. So I have a personal message to invite to my challenge groups with people that I've been focusing on engaging with on social media. I keep a list of people I want to work with each month, and I make sure that I'm being a friend to them so that when I invite them in the challenge group, they're not surprised to hear from me. Keep these messages really short and sweet and focus on touching on something that their personal lives so they know you're not just reaching out for a sale, you're reaching out because you care. And
I think we lost her when you plugged your earphones in. Ophi.
Oh. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay. So let me play it back. I apologize. Did you start? Are you okay here?
that is going on in their personal lives so they know you're not just reaching out for a sale, you're reaching out because you care. And for you to leave open questions so that the conversation can keep going, whether or not they're interested in joining your challenge group right now or maybe a little bit later. So these personal messages are feature, which is so cool because we all know when you've been in this business for a while that no just means not right now. So when people aren't ready, they're going to continue to follow your journey. And next month, when you're inviting to your new challenge group, the program you were talking about might be on sale. You might have different points of communication to bring up with them, and it might be the right time. They say the fortune is in the follow-up, so enjoy these messages and know that they're taking you somewhere and they're planting seeds. When you're creating your Facebook event, you want to make sure you create a public Facebook event. So not only are you going to reach your friends when you're posting in there and they're engaging with your posts, but you're also going to reach friends of friends because the event is open to everyone. These are such a cool way for you to show what the Beachbody community and energy is like without them getting to see the inside of your challenge groups. It's also a really cool way for you to show value and let them know what they're going to get when they join you. Showing value in your Facebook events can come from simple things like giving them sneak peeks into the workout moves, showing them little bits of the meal plan, talking to them about what's going to come in their challenge pack when they join your group. So the final way I use to invite to my challenge groups is via the social media posts. And it's really my favorite way because you get to put the most of yourself into these posts. And so when I'm planning a challenge group, what I usually do is I go back 2 or 3 weeks before my challenge group is going to start. And that's when I start to promote my upcoming challenge group via these social media posts. That gives me time to post 2 to 3 times a week leading up to my challenge group about joining the group. And it also gives people time once they're committed to get their challenge packs in the mail so they're ready to go the second the group starts. So how do you create these posts that are going to get the greatest results when you're trying to attract people and fill your challenge groups? So what I think is the most important to focus on first is making your post scroll stopping. It's got to stop and get people's attention before we can focus on telling a story. So showing results, your own, your teammates, results from teambeachbody.com, any way to show someone a real life story and transformation that we can offer them. Once you've gotten someone's attention, then you can tell a story and you can weave in things that you know people are struggling with that you have a solution for. If they're strapped for time, if they don't know what to do in the kitchen, if they need a little support and they need a cheerleader, these are things we can tell them in the post once we have their attention. So keep it personal and get people connected with what this can mean for their life. And one super, super important thing to make sure that you do in your social media posts is you give people a way to reach out to you. As a new coach, one of the best ways to start a ton of conversations for me is putting like this post for more information. This left me with that sick feeling in my stomach that I was gonna have to reach out to people that I wasn't sure really wanted to hear from me, but I got out of my comfort zone and more people than not actually did want more information. And worst case scenario, you're building relationships, and I think people really respect it, that you're bold and you wanna help people. So I think what's most important when we're thinking about inviting to our challenge groups is knowing that we've got to try different things and we're going to fail and things aren't going to work, but we have these tools and we get to see what our audience and what the people that follow us are going to be attracted to. And most times you're going to find that it's when you show you and you tell your story and you don't worry about, who it's reaching or who might say no, but you're worried about who's going to say yes and whose life you can touch. These are things that I use in my business now that I didn't use 6 months ago, and I'm sure 6 months from now I'm going to have to come up with something new to try to reach more people. But it's all about that trial and error and putting ourselves out there and using multiple ways to help people. And just leading with ourselves and our story is number one, so that people can see us living, eating, and breathing this, so that when they're ready to make a change, they know that we are serious about this and they're going to reach out to us.
Cool. So what do you guys think? Any questions? It was very basic and very simple. I mean, she made it seem really easy, and she had some really good tips. And this is specifically for challenge groups, but I think you can apply it to the coaching opportunity as well. Did you guys have any questions on it, or any comments or remarks, or anything in particular that you want to discuss, or something that's happened for you when you're inviting that you want to maybe share with us? Anybody?
I like when she said she used to put like this post for more information, because I don't say that. I usually say comment below if you're interested. People don't always want to jump up and comment, and I don't always reach out to the people that actually do like those posts. A lot of the times it's friends or coaches already that like your post because they want to support you. So, maybe if, for me personally, if I changed the wordage to my invites to the challenge groups to like my post, then maybe coaches would not like it as much, but it would open the doors to new people or new friends or whatever. I hadn't really even thought of it that way.
Yeah, I kind of like that too. And, and like she said, it's really, the whole inviting thing, guys, is really kind of trial and error. The one thing that I really always want to stress with you is, especially with the newer coaches, because you guys are so excited and you just love the fact that you have a business now and you got business cards and you're ready to hit the ground running. The last thing that you want to do on social media is start advertising your website link. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not do it. Do it. I did it. I know several coaches that did it as well. The last thing that you want to do is come across as pushing your website on people. This is not a matter of pushing a link on others. What we do as coaches is you're basically just kind of sharing and inviting them to try something that worked for you. Like Nika said, if you come across a great restaurant, you're going to invite a friend to it and say, hey, this restaurant, they have the best sushi and sashimi. You got to go check it out. That's basically what, you're doing with the products and the Shakeology and all the other supplements that we do, is just kind of sharing. And what happens, I think, with a lot of us, especially when you're a new coach, you get caught up in just how am I going to invite this person? What do I say to this person? What happens when you start thinking that way is you kind of trip yourself up. If you're just kind of thinking about how can I reach out and show this person or show these people that watch me on Facebook, how can I show them that, I had an amazing transformation with 21 Day Fix and Shakeology combined. A lot of the times it's just kind of really boils down to that, guys. Just really sharing what your journey has been, what your husband's journey has been, or a good friend's journey has been, just kind of sharing. Yeah, I know I'm missing a bunch of other stuff too. Nika, you want to chime in a little bit? Maria? Help me out, because a little brain burp here. Anything?
I mean, I liked her reminder about not only a call to action, but here's how you get in touch with me. And it's not, reach out. It's more along the lines of what Maria was saying. And I realize that there are times that I do that and times that I don't. The other thing that I do like is the sample reach out that she showed was you start with recognizing the person and you show that you've been following them, that you're paying attention. And then you wind up with another comment about their life. So it's not just only, hey, want to join my challenge group, or hey, want to join my team. It's, we're friends. We have a relationship. We're going to talk about those sorts of things. And to me, that gives an implicit, if not explicit, not really, but it definitely gives an implicit feeling across that it's okay if you say no. That's fine. The point of this is that we're friends.
Exactly. You know what I really like too, guys? How many of you, raise your hands, how many of you have a follow-up list or a contact list? Oh, cool. Oh, very cool. Hey, Heather, what's your follow-up list look like? How do you do it? Is it on paper or on Excel or?
Oh, I have an Excel list that I don't put anything in.
Oh.
And then I just this is what I find myself doing. I'll see somebody post about something health related, and then I'll reach out to them. If I see somebody pinning stuff on Pinterest, I'll reach out to, I don't have any organization when it comes to that whatsoever.
Okay.
What I've been doing right now is I've been finding a lot of people through suggested friends. And then once I add them, I go a couple days, and then I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I saw you in my suggested friends. I'm glad we're able to reconnect. And I'd say about a third of them are responding. And I say nothing about Beachbody, nothing.
So are you saying that you're not keeping track of all these people that you're friending, though? Do you have no?
No, I have that part.
Okay, cool.
I have that part, but I'm not keeping track of who I'm contacting and stuff, when, and yeah, I have no organization whatsoever.
And so you think so probably that would be an area that would be key.
Oh, yeah.
You.
Oh, yeah. That would help me. Oh, yes.
So
I'm not struggling with helping 3 people a month. I'd say I help 3 people a month, but they're not buying challenge packs. They're buying the 21 Day Fix kit. That's it.
And sometimes that's how it is. I had a discussion with Shar the other day. I think it was you, Shar. I'm not sure. But we are in this to change lives, and sure, it's nice to hit that success club, but you have to remember, and that me and some of the other seasoned coaches, we've been in this a little bit longer, so we've already planted a ton of seeds. But let me tell you, in the beginning, I had to just forfeit way before I was focused on hitting that success club. I would do my best to encourage people to buy Shakeology or buy the invest in the challenge pack. But ultimately, if they just decided that getting the program was what they could do at that moment, then I had to go back to my reason for why I reached out to that person, for why that person wants my help. And I let them do it, because if you think about it, all the videos that we have, that all the workouts, all talk about Shakeology and all our supplements. They promote them really well.
I know.
It's not going to happen overnight. You just got to remain consistent, and then you're gonna see that all these seeds that you've been planting are gonna come to fruition. Seriously, Lindsay and Adam, they've been in the business. They started Well, Lindsay started back in Summit, right? Last year. Yeah. And she started planting seeds, and now everything, you guys must think like, wow, it's just happening overnight for her. She worked her butt off. She's been working her butt off since then. Adam as well. And they went through their ups and downs, and they went through their trials and tribulations. And there were months where they weren't hitting Success Club. But the one thing that I noticed with them was that they continued to reach out to people, and they continued to ask people. It didn't happen overnight for them, let me tell you. And I remember when Adam first signed up, you know, it was a tough haul for him, and just really understanding what we were doing as coaches. And then when Lindsay came on board, I remember you two coming out of Summit gung-ho, and you were ready to hit the ground running. And then the first couple months, it was like, holy crap, nobody wants to do anything with us, you know, but they kept going. They kept going. And what you guys are seeing that are just getting to know Lindsay and Adam are the harvest from what they planted last year. Things are starting to bloom because they were very consistent with their inviting and with their sharing, and they never gave up, and they never forgot about what their main mission was in this business, was reaching out and helping other people.
And I'm not giving up.
I
wish I would have done all of this, building the relationship a long time ago, because now I feel like I'm starting at ground zero again on so many people.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
I know.
I know. You're doing it now, because check it out. What's going to happen in about 6 months, you're going to be like, holy crap, Ophi, all these people are like bugging me. Where are these challenges? I can't keep track. And that's what's going to happen. But you got to be consistent. You got to stay.
And I can say, Heather, I'm right there with you. I've been hot and cold, and Ophi can attest to this, but you'll be surprised how many people are paying attention that you never hear from. And then they'll contact you down the road, because when I was consistent, people would come up and say, like, I see your post, you're working out really well. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, outside, I'm like, thank you. But in my head, I'm like, you never liked or commented. So they're watching. You just don't know it. So
Yeah.
that's my 2 cents.
I've gotten that several times at work.
Yeah, that happens to both of us all the time. And then people, when I contact them, oh, you're so inspiring, but I'm pregnant, or oh, you're so inspiring, but this.
And you know what? It's easier said than done. And the advice that I'm going to give you on people like that is just to put them down and just put them as a follow-up for the next couple of weeks, because you're like, come on, I really want to hit Success Club this month. You know, come on, I want to be on that 3 Lives Club. You know, it's frustrating, but it will happen. And this Zoom chat is particularly targeting the newer coaches, kind of getting into the game and really getting excited already, and seeing that there's a possibility to do big things with this. But you got to pay your dues in the beginning, guys. You got to start planting those seeds. You got to hit those, you know, those roadblocks and those no, not yet, no, not right nows, and be consistent. I mean, you're going to hear that. That's going to be the one thing that we always talk about is consistency. You stay in the game and just keep plowing through it. It'll happen. It will happen.
Can I add something
I
real
always
quick?
tell people. I always tell people that I worked out through my entire pregnancy.
I did. That's the truth for me.
I was kidding, Maria. Go ahead, girl.
No, that's cool. I mean, the one thing that tonight, it just happens to fall in line with the Emerald to Diamond group that we're hosting, and the video that I made, basically I skewed it a little bit to suit me. But the one part of it, and I apologize for my little guy in the background, he's playing with like 12 pillows. But
No, I'm not playing with pillows.
the one thing in there is, it says, and this is good for everybody, is to, when you think about inviting somebody, don't prejudge them. And I do it all the time. I see somebody on Facebook that I think, you know what, I need to talk to that person, and not necessarily even about fitness. And then that second guessing myself on that person. Well, no, they probably don't even want to talk to me about what color the sky is today or whatever. But the minute you start prejudging other people, that's not fair to them, because maybe they do want to get healthier. And I have focused more on asking people, do they want to be healthier, rather than focusing on, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get stronger? I've kind of shifted my focus to be, if we get healthier together, you're going to lose weight. It's going to be a side effect that's going to happen, and you're going to get stronger. That's going to happen. So don't prejudge somebody based off of how they live or what they do, or because I think everybody inside wants to be healthier, and you just have to kind of tear down that barrier of wanting to try to figure somebody else out. Go ahead and invite them and see what happens. So.
For real. Hi, Dalton. Here's another tip that I learned, guys, and this is something that I've noticed really does work well because, Beachbody, Beachbody has now become sort of pretty much a household name. People are pretty familiar with it now. When I first started, not so much. So when I'm posting about, becoming a Beachbody coach and joining my team, I never say, well, I'm not going to say never. I have started to use, I'm a business owner. I own an online fitness business. I don't talk about Beachbody because I really want people to kind of read more. A lot of people have see Beachbody so frequently on social media that sometimes they'll just skim over that as well. Or when you're talking about a specific workout, or when you're talking about the 21-day fix. A lot of the times, you can use just, I've got a 21-day clean eating program. Most people know that it's the 21-day fix, but there are some people that don't. And that way you can talk to those people who aren't jaded already, or who haven't already just kind of seen enough of the 21-day fix post. So maybe not so much use our brand names, but just talk about what type of workout you're doing. With the 22-minute hardcore workout, just kind of allude to the fact that it's so short that it's 22 minutes and it's boot camp style. But without saying that it's Tony Horton's, 22-minute workout. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense in a way? I know it's helped me. Go ahead, Nika.
Well, I was going to say, Shalene talks about when you're talking about programs or these groups, you want to talk about the features and the benefits. You don't want to necessarily talk about, you don't want to mention that it's the 21-day fix, but you might talk about, well, it's workouts that you do at home, and that means that you don't have to go anywhere, and that means that if you have your kids, you're not having to take the extra half an hour to pack your stuff up and go to the gym. Your kids can be watching videos in the other room while you're doing this. Your kids can do it with you. A feature might be, it comes with those color-coded containers, but the benefit is that it makes it really easy to plan your meals. And so you can talk about the features and the benefits of each of these things rather than talk about it by name, so that people understand what it is that they're getting out of it. What's the important thing? Obviously, you are the important thing, but that's a way to talk about it that's not by talking about it by name.
Yeah, there are books and things that you can read up on keywords that catch people's attention, and that's something that you can delve into separately. But yeah, Nika's absolutely right. She said it better than I did. It was like, yeah, you want to zone in on what the benefits are for that particular program. I wanted to ask somebody something. Lindsay, can you talk about a little bit more, because I know you do the Facebook events, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because I know she was doing that, and I'm still just kind of brand new at that. Has that worked a lot for you, the Facebook events?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, not just that people, end up joining the challenge group, but that they'll let me know that it's not time, that this time might not work, or they'll say that they're going. So I'll put them on a list, even if they don't end up, actually buying a challenge pack or joining the challenge group. Like, I know that they were interested at one point. So yeah, like she said, make it public so that everyone can see it. Like what I did was ended up mass inviting everyone I know, which probably wasn't like the best, but I also told them that I was going to do it. Like I posted on there, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. If you don't want to, it's not like I'm not adding you to a group, so you're not going to get notifications and whatnot that are annoying. But if you don't want to go, say not going, not interested, and then be done with it. Like easy. But if you do, we can talk about it.
So do you do like a sneak peek like she talked about? And I know I was listening to a podcast today from the National Wake Up Call. I forgot which coach it was. It might have been just this recent one. And she talked about how she does sort of like a sneak peek and into her challenge groups, or for the, she'll unveil, like this girl did. She unveils the what's in the challenge pack for that particular group. Do you do that as well? I haven't done anything like that. I'm kind of boring in my event invite.
I've never done it like that. I always tell them what's in the challenge pack. That way they know what they're buying. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, spend this money on something and hope that I'm telling you the truth. But I'll give them all the info of what's on it, what's expected, and all of that. But I've never done the sneak peek like into what a challenge group is like or what the workouts are like or anything.
Yeah.
I really like that idea from the video.
I like that too. And you know what? This is what I had heard too, guys. When I was listening to this podcast today, was this particular coach. It wasn't a Facebook invite event. What she does is invite people. She does a sneak peek for 1 week into a current challenge group that she has. She opens up her challenge group to people so they can see what exactly happens in a challenge group, a paid challenge group. And she opens it up to these people for about a week. And she said that typically what happens is they're either, really interested and they buy a challenge pack right away because they like the energy in the group, or they want to do it the next month. I thought that was kind of brilliant. I've never thought of doing something like that. You have a current challenge group going, like we have a 22-minute hardcore. The first week or the second week, when everything is kind of exciting, we can actually invite people, some of our customers, to experience what our paid challenge groups are like for a week without having to buy the program. I think that's kind of brilliant. I like that idea. I might start incorporating that myself. Yeah. What'd you think of that, Nika? That's kind of cool, right? That's a cool idea.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a cool idea. It's another way. I mean, one of the things that I did with a few coaches last month that worked really well was we had a 30-day. They had, in order to get into it, they had to do Beachbody On Demand for a free month. We reminded them, so we did the challenge du jour every morning. That was the workout of the day, and we had a we held a bunch of stuff together, but that was a way for them to experience the idea of a group without having to purchase something. And I had a number of people who kept theirs going because they liked it. They really got a lot out of it, so that was helpful.
Yeah. I wanted to. Any questions, guys? Or how about a couple of you chime in with maybe what you have found has worked as far as inviting, or maybe hasn't worked yet, or if you have any questions on on individual invites to people challenge groups.
I have a question. How do you approach it? I mean, maybe it's really easy, but it's always hard for me with good friends.
How do you approach it?
Because I've got a friend that I've talked to about T25, but then I'm really hesitant to come back to it. So how? Because I know he needs it. He knows he needs it. He says I've thought about it some more. But I don't want to be that pushy friend. I mean, how would you handle that?
Oh, I would handle it. I would just be straight up. I mean, I would kind of come back and, hey, how's it going, guy? Blah, 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 chit chat. And then I always kind of so I just wanted to follow up, see what you were thinking, no pressure. I'm not trying to be pushy or salesy. I just thought maybe you'd want to join me. It'd be lots of fun, make it about them.
Yeah. You know, I mean, also, and that's a good point, Abby. And you know, another thing too is that, and this is what I heard from Shay, was that, you know, you've discussed that program with them. They've shared their interest in that program. You've spent time breaking down what exactly goes on with that particular program in your challenge groups. So you are entitled to follow up with them, and you are entitled to ask them, hey, dude, you know, listen, I know that you were interested at one point. Let's get this started. It's not being salesy. You're just being a good friend and saying, we talked about it. Why not follow up on it? Why not follow through on it? If you think, I don't want to come across as salesy, you will come across as salesy. I say that time and time and time again. You need to get that out of your head.
Well, I know that he knows that I love him like a brother, and that I really genuinely want to help him. It's more overcoming me than overcoming him.
Then that's personal development, dude. What can we do? What and that's another topic that we're going to probably talk about too. But it's just kind of I think it's just saying how me holding back on talking to this person, in a way you're kind of prejudging how he's going to respond. You know what I mean? You're not being fair to him, because you're not giving him the opportunity to tell you no.
Or yes.
Or yes. There you go. Yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry.
And how about this? It makes you look bad if you don't follow up. It looks like you're wishy-washy.
Yeah.
So you want to clean it up. You want to finish what you started.
Yeah.
Wishy-washy? No.
Sorry.
No. You know what? Let me tell you. Round of applause to you on your post today. I was really floored by that post of your kitchen. That had a lot of value. That I've seen your posts have gotten better and better and better and better every single day. So
I'm working hard.
Yeah.
Trying to be creative.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Just make it from the heart. John, you know, as far as overcoming that fear of you know, annoying him, you got to get that out of your head, because you're not. You know, what's the worst that could happen if you approached him?
Say no.
The worst that could happen is he's still my friend, and that's not a bad thing. So, I mean, I feel like I'm starting to. I think my commitment to finishing this program has really helped me out as far as Max 30. Like, it's developing a belief in myself, and so it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
So I'll chime in. I'll take a different tack on it. Say, okay, so you've been talking to this guy about going to see Star Wars. You guys love Star Wars. You've watched all the movies. You got them all set. Yeah, cool. Oh, yeah, Thursday. Oh, yeah, I thought we could do it Thursday, but I really can't. I got something that came up. Are you going to stop asking him to go to the movies? No. No, you're gonna say, hey, you know, let's do it. We talked about wanting to go see it. I really want to go see it with you. I totally love the fact that whoever's in it or what have you, my daughter wants to go see it. So she can see the name of the guy who wrote the music for it at the end. She spends whatever, but she wants to go see it. But you're gonna, if it's a movie or a restaurant or hey, let's go check out the I don't even know what you got around in Indiana, but let's go check this thing out. But if it's like a waiter coming around and saying, do you want some water? There's no personal feeling attached to, nope, not ready for it right now. And boy, would you be pissed sitting there if the waiter didn't come around and offer you water the next time.
Yeah.
You want that water to be there when you want it there. So ask him. And if you feel, the other thing, if you feel like you're being pushy, I've said this to people like, hey, am I bugging you? Because I'll stop. If you want me to stop asking, please tell me, because I'll stop. And I have not had one person say, please stop. They say, no, one of these days I'm going to be able to get it. And please keep asking me, because one of these days I'm going to be ready.
Case in point, Ananda. That's what happened with me and Ananda.
That is so true.
It really is, guys. It really is. You cannot give up on your friends and the people that you really want to help. You need to just come around to them and provide them with, your extended hand. You have to look at it as like you're extending your hand and just telling them and asking them, hey, come along on this, because I know that it's something that we talked about, and I know that it's something that you wanted to do. Are you ready now? If they're not ready now, then that's fine. That's okay. But I think you are doing them a disservice if you don't follow up with them. I really.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I actually feel that way. I'm like, I need to follow up because he needs this. So this helps. I'll definitely be telling him that I won't be his friend anymore if he doesn't buy it.
Hey, text him right now.
Yeah, do it right now.
I'm serious.
I'm serious. And seriously, guys, when we do our next Power Hour, you should have your follow-ups with you. You should have a contact list with you. You should have a follow-up list with you as well. And there's nothing wrong with following up with people. What I learned is it takes 5 no's. Oh, actually, 5 no's or 5 not right nows. And then on that 5th time that you approach that person, they usually generally will say yes. I think that's about right. I think with Ananda, it took about 3 or 4 times.
Yep, it was about 3 or 4.
There you go. See? And with Amanda too. She was quick though. She surprised me on the sneak peek. I was like, she signed up. She didn't even give me a chance to show her around our sneak peek. So yeah, it takes a couple of times, guys. You can't give up on people because you're doing them a disservice. And if you get it, you have to get out of. I say this to a lot of you all the time. You have to get it out of you got to get out of your own way. A lot of the times we just trip up, and what holds us back is just ourselves, is just our fears, is just us prejudging what that person is thinking about. And quite honestly, that person isn't really judging you. They're probably more concerned about how you feel about them, if you think about it.
I have a question.
Sure. Hi,
Jamie. Do you guys do cold invites? Because I think that's where I've struggled with inviting the entire time, but I, in the beginning, did so many cold invites and got absolutely no response out of probably 95% of them. I mean, complete nothing. And so I think that sort of put a roadblock in front of me, and I've almost stopped inviting unless I know the person, which I know is awful, and I need to get over that. And I'm going to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress.
But do you do that, or do you form the relationship on Facebook or whatever, wherever your platform is, and do it that way? I can't find that balance. Or when do you contact someone, and how many times, especially if you've never gotten a response?
Did you listen to the national, that was this week's Tara's national wake-up call on making your cold market a warm market?
Yeah, I actually listened to it twice.
Yeah, really, she had some great points on that, and she did talk about, those free challenge groups. That's inviting your cold market to get to know you a little bit better. And in those free challenge groups for a week, you actually have the ability to create that relationship and to form a little bit more with them as well. I don't do a cold invite just because it doesn't feel right for me. I think that we can't skip that step of establishing trust in that relationship, whether they're coming from the cold market. For me, I can't, it doesn't hit me right. For some people it might.
Well, it was also like she said on the national wake up call, is that she treats it like she does being in a relationship or dating or whatever. You don't ask the person to marry you on the first date. That kind of thing. And like Opie said about Lindsay and I, the way we do it is just our cold invites are usually just saying hi. Or thanks for liking, my Instagram is doing really well. And so I just, every time somebody likes a photo, I just go back and direct message them on Instagram and say, hey, thanks for liking my photo. Really appreciate it. Sometimes it's hard to do some of this stuff online or whatever it is. or I'll go to their page and or somebody news page and like some of their stuff and comment and say, wow, this is awesome, like congrats or whatever it is, and then do it that way. And then you start up a conversation, direct message them, invite them to your Facebook, that kind of thing. And then a month or so down the line, you keep when you're keeping in contact with them and stuff, and then maybe they'll say, oh wow, I didn't know you were doing all this stuff, and whatever, it goes from there. But it takes time. And you plant those seeds, you water the seeds, the plant has to grow and wait and that kind of thing. So that's how I do it. That's how Lindsay does it. And I know that it creates results. It's definitely not overnight. So,
I mean, you may get those occasional people that maybe you feel that they are coming from your cold market, but they've been watching you for a while on Facebook. That sounds so creepy, but they've been watching you on Facebook and social media, and out of the blue, they say, hey, I know that you do this. I want to join your next challenge group. That's a really rare occurrence. Most people want to have a conversation with you. Most people want to get to know you a little bit better. So Jamie, seriously, I think, doing a cold, sending an invite to a cold market, I hate using that word. I wouldn't do it. Maybe invite them to a free group. Maybe invite them to a sneak peek of a challenge group that you're currently running for a week. And then, friend them. Of course, we'll friend them. You're gonna follow them. I would follow them on Facebook and get to know them, and then start the forming process with them. That's a good question. Nika, did you have any input on that, girl?
No, what Adam said. I was going to say that, and I was going to recommend this week's wake up call on that, because I think, Jamie, I mean, it's one of the points that I was making when I talked a little bit earlier, is that when you're inviting somebody to be your friend or to be, to be a part of your world, it's not necessarily just join my challenge group or join my team. There are lots of different levels to the whole thing, but I think it's pretty rare for somebody to say, oh yeah, I want to be a coach and I've never talked to you, never heard of you before. So.
Yeah, most times they've been watching you. And, like for Lindsay, she got a couple of people that noticed her on social media, and they've been following her and they wanted to know more, and they're not ready to pull the trigger right away. That's just human nature. They want to know who you are. They want to get to know you a little bit better. Maybe pick up the phone and have a phone conversation with them when you get to that point. A lot of the times on Facebook, on the private messaging, I don't type. If I'm getting to know somebody a little bit better, what I like to do is do the voice message. Because sometimes with the voice message, people hear your emotion and they hear your inflection in your voice, and it's a little bit more personal on the Facebook messages too. So you can do that as well. I wanted to say to Adam that I have never done that with Instagram, and I need to start doing that. That's a great piece of advice, is to reach out and DM them. I usually will just turn around and like something on their Instagram page. Instagram is something that I need to work on more. I just haven't.
I went through a training from Jimmy Hayes Nelson and Dave Ward did a training on it, and it goes back to what you were saying also about not saying, well, here's my Instagram or my Beachbody link. I'm a Beachbody coach. I'm doing, don't do that. My internet connection's unstable. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
You're still there.
Just gonna click out of it.
I don't know.
Never mind.
We still see you. You're just frozen, but you're not. It's not in an awkward position. You just have your hand up. I think we lost them. Are they still there?
Bye.
Hi, guys. All right, so we got a few minutes, guys. Anybody have questions? Anything? I appreciate
have a few remarks
everything like together. I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Okay. Okay. Like you said, since I'm just now starting, I wish I jumped on the invite you gave me a long time ago, like 2010. But anyway.
Hey, shoulda, woulda, coulda. That's all right.
All right. Let me finish. Well, anyway, since I just started, I know you guys been seeing my posts about I'm about to do this workout, the Focus T25 whatever gamma exercise. Like you said, people are watching me right now to see if I'm serious. And where's that? Maria, I like that post, reunited and it tastes so good. I'm holding my Shakeology box.
It was perfect.
Say bye. Say bye.
Well, anyway, like for now, I'm gonna take it slow, like you said. Don't push people. Let them watch me. Just let them know that I'm serious. And for now, I hate to say it, I'm just a discount coach right now.
Yeah, but you showed up on here. That's not a discount coach.
What's that?
You showed up on this team call. That shows that you're a little bit more than a discount coach.
Well, right now I'm just sucking in all the information.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when it comes, it'll come naturally, and I'll talk the talk, I'll talk the lingo, and bring it on once I'm ready.
Create your story. Start thinking about your story. I like that, when you had that Shakeology and you talked and it was like reunited. I like that. I like that more than when you show the link that you worked out. Maybe what you can do is just talk about how you feel when you work out. Do a post on something like that. That might attract a little bit more curiosity from your friends and family. If you talk about how you feel or what you're going through or why you decided to choose, why you chose this particular workout, and how you feel now as opposed to a year ago. That's just a suggestion. That's how you can perfect your posts. I think that may help. But you're doing good. You're doing great.
Thank you. What else? Oh yeah, I got a question. Well, I had a question from one of my friends. They're asking if does this stuff works when I was holding that Shakeology box reunited, and I said, yeah, do you want to try it? And he didn't respond, but I went and put the link, the shakeology.com/rjohnw, so he can place his order. What do you think about that?
No. I would have done this. Is it somebody that you know, that you have their phone number, or that you're comfortable sending them a private message or picking up the phone or texting them? Are you comfortable with them that way?
Yes.
I would have sent them a text and say, hey, I know that you said something about the Shakeology. Do you want to try it? Do you want me to make one for you? Do you want a sample of it? Something like that.
I blew my sample order because I sent it to my dad. Yeah, I sent it to my dad, and he said he's gonna place an order, but he's if he opens his wallet, you can hear like a squeaky noise. That's how tight.
I would actually. Why not invite him to try it from your stash, or send him a text or pick up the phone since he's somebody that you're really close with, and just say, I know that you commented on my post. Did you know that you can get a sample packet? And talk to him a little bit more. Ask him. I would ask him a question. I would say, what are you trying to lose weight? What are you trying to do? What made you interested in my particular post? Maybe not that wording. Maybe ask them, are you interested in doing a shake? Are you interested in losing weight or getting fit or getting healthy? Ask them what's up.
Get a feel of what he's interested with.
Yeah, and find out where he's coming from. Nika?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? What works? Does it work? Define that. Define, does it work? I mean, does it keep you full for 4 days? No. I mean, if that's what he wants, you don't know what he wants. When he says, does it work? Does he mean, does it help you lose weight? Does he mean, does it help you give you energy? Does he mean, does it taste good? I mean, who knows? What does he mean by that?
Yeah. You know what, that's another thing, guys. You can't, vomit the whole business on them. You can't vomit what Shakeology does for you. You got to find out where they're coming from. You got to find out why they reached out to you, or why that guy even said, does it work? You gotta find out what his reason was. Do you have to leave, Maria? Oh, okay. Hey, Adam, can you
Do a picture.
take a picture, Adam? Well, everybody's here, and then I can finish up, and then we'll head off. We good?
Ready, everybody?
All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh crap! There it is.
Ah, no, not like that.
I got
All
one
right.
too.
Oh, crap.
Do another one.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. I think. Aha! Okay, we're good.
Hi, Maria.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Yeah, I gotta go. Hey, John, reach out to your friend, ask a bunch of questions. Ask him a bunch of questions and find out why he reached out to you and wanted to know, does it work? You gotta find out where he's coming from.
I think he heard a lot about the product, so I guess that's why he threw that. Does that stuff works? Because him going to the website. Because I've checked out the website. The website is very informative, and there's a lot of people, a lot of testimonials from the website. So that's why I directed him to go to the website, see all the benefits. Because he's a web person.
Right.
This guy, we used to work together back in Texas, and he went to school, same school that I did for technical, ITT Tech, but he went to the IT part of it. I went to the electrical engineering part. So he's a web person. That's why he was asking, because I'm pretty sure he heard something about it or seen a lot about it.
I would pick up the phone. I wouldn't send him the link yet. I would pick up the phone and get into a discussion and a conversation to find out what he's been doing lately and exactly why this piqued his interest. That's your best starting point right there.
Okay, break out the form.
Yeah, start to form again. Yeah.
I'm listening. I told you.
That's good.
I'm with you.
All right, guys, I appreciate all of you. Next week, we're going to probably talk a little bit more on a different topic. I'm going to ask the crew what it is that they would like. I think we may want to kind of delve a little bit more into personal development. I see a need for that. So with that in mind, do your personal development. I'm so excited because I went and bought it. The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. I was listening to the audio and I was like, I can't. Now I'm ADD with the audio, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, one more thing. Hey, have you guys heard on the radio Carl Daikeler? How do you say his name? Did I say it right? Daikeler. Well, anyway, he was on the radio inviting everybody to check out Beachbody on Demand for free, do a text, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's a good marketing or, to bait in people.
Yeah, it's actually how he's increasing our customer pool because we've gotten so big now. So once you hit Emerald and you start hitting Success Club, you start getting customer leads and they will come from the pools like that.
I gotta say goodnight, everybody.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll continue. John, send me a private message if you need, and we can chat on that more. Love you guys.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Ananda, let's talk.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.